know, my mom always told me to file my nails. Otherwise, I might just end up scratching somebody. But me ma ain't around no more, ain't she?
Pause. This is what a film might look like if cameras were set up, someone hit record, and then just walked away. There's no thought behind the framing or perspective, and it lacks any stylistic choices. It's what might happen if someone like me isn't on set. My name is Oliver, and I'm a camera operator. Let's go in and see all the different ways a camera operator might film a scene. Rewind. Before we do anything else, let's get a camera operator in here. That's more like it. Now, let's get to it. Before, the camera was completely stationary. By utilizing pans, which are left and right movements, and tilts, which are up and down movements, we can let our actors naturally move in the scene without running into weird, cropped frames. Let's see this scene again with those in action.
You know, my ma always told me to file my nails. Otherwise, I might just end up scratching somebody. But me ma ain't around no more, ain't she?
In addition to panning, you can also physically move the camera to reveal scenes, characters, or objects in dramatic ways. By putting the camera on a wheeled platform called a dolly, you can connect two shots into one with a single, swift movement. Let's see what that looks like in action.
But me ma ain't around no more, ain't she?
Each method provides its own stylized way of revealing different aspects of the scene.
You mind telling her to get over here?
Have you no respect? She's sleeping with the moles.
Sorry, no disrespect to your ma, or Mima, or Mamma Mia, or whatever, but I'm not really the getting kidnapped type.
Notice the camera angles here. Filming up at someone can make them seem more intimidating, while filming down on someone can make them seem weaker. Since the hitman has the upper hand right now, we should probably swap these angles. There, that's better. This really helps put the hitman in a position of power.
Sorry, no disrespect to your ma, or Mima, or Mamma Mia, or whatever, but I'm not really the getting kidnapped type.
Shut the hell up and tell me what you know about Joanne's fabrics.
Listen, I don't want nothing to do with this.
Close-up shots on a single person, like the ones we just saw, can be good when trying to emphasize a moment or get a character's reaction. However, let's switch to an over-the-shoulder shot. When two people are talking, these kinds of shots place them in the scene together, highlighting their relationship. Sometimes we call it dirtying up the frame.
Look, I don't even want Beatrice's money. Just take it and take me out of this.
I said, do yourself a favor and shut up when I'm talking to you.
Sorry, but when there's no AC, I get a little bit mucked up.
So far, we have been using a tripod to film this scene. Tripods provide a more grounded, static feeling. Watch how smooth and stable everything is in the next shot.
You know, Ma used to say, don't speak until you finish chewing your Cheerios. If you keep your mouth shut, you stay out of trouble. Well, maybe I didn't listen enough to that last one.
However, filming handheld can add a dramatic realism. It feels more spontaneous and can follow the actor's movement at any moment. Let's see that line again shot handheld.
You know, Ma used to say, don't speak until you finish chewing your Cheerios. If you keep your mouth shut, you stay out of trouble. Well, maybe I didn't listen enough to that last one.
While camera moves on the tripod keep the film alive, adding handheld moves can keep the viewer engaged. Sometimes the uneasiness of the camera can add tension to the scene.
Listen, I'm trying to help you before a guy a lot less nicer than me fits you with a pair of cement shoes. I'm talking a huge, nasty, tiny little big boy.
So is he big or is he tiny?
What did me ma say about...
Hold up. That cut to the phone right there wasn't very dynamic. When there's a dramatic action, you can stir up the scene and inject a sudden burst of energy with a whip pan. A whip pan is a pan that happens so quickly that motion becomes blurred, like this. Whip pans can also be used as a transition between two separate shots, creating an effect both jarring and surprising. Let's try adding one in as a transition to the ringing phone.
What did me ma say about?
See how much more exciting that felt with a whip pan? It really added some urgency to the moment.
Ah, Strunzu. Forgive me, kind sir, but I gotta get this. How you doing? Wonderful. Yeah, I'm looking at his big, beautiful head right now. His kind eyes are staring right at me. Looks like a sweetheart. Almost feel bad about all this.
So far, the camera has been focused on the hitman for the whole phone call. Because of this, we missed something vital. Let's rewind.
Yeah, I'm looking at his big, beautiful head right now.
By doing what we call a rack focus, we can draw the viewer's attention to new things, forming a connection between two items on screen that have a physical space between them. Watch how this technique can shift the focus from the hitman to the lawyer.
His kind eyes are staring right at me. He looks like a sweetheart. Almost feel bad about all this.
Before, this shot of the nail file seemed arbitrary. Now, the rack focus makes it clear that it's an item that has caught the lawyer's attention.
Nah, you can't hear a word I'm saying. Can't say you made settling this easy on us, Mrs. F.
This is an important shot. But if we want it to seem even more important, there are different ways we can zoom or dolly in to emphasize objects or emotions. You could do a very quick snap zoom. This immediately shoves whatever it's focusing on into the audience's faces, but it has more of a documentary feel. It might not be the best thing to do in this instance. Instead, let's try doing a slow zoom. By doing a slow zoom, the background around the nail file fades away and we focus more intensely on the object itself. This adds importance to it in a way a stationary shot can. Additionally, you can achieve a different feeling by dialing in on a subject. Watch this. Dialing in brings the viewer physically closer to the subject, moving three-dimensionally through the space. It can add a very personal feeling and is great for a tense moment like this.
Yeah, we're still working it out. Yeah. Wonderful.
There are tons of different lens types for your camera, which each affect the shot in their own ways. Normally, it's the director or cinematographer's job to choose the lens, but a camera operator needs to know how every lens functions. Right now, we're using a wide lens that is fairly close to the lawyer. This allows us to see a lot in the background of the shot and makes the hitman seem far away. However, switching to a longer lens that is further back shrinks the space between them and brings them closer to one another. This can make things feel more compressed and tense.
Greg's gonna take the fall. Destroy that tape and it's in the bag. Bada bag, bada bing. Slap my face and call me Charlie. Gotta go. We got a naughty boy on our hands.
Now let me get this straight. So Greg, or Sammy, or whatever the hell his name is, was just a patsy. Mrs. Frittata wanted her ex-hubby fried, since his Rottweiler scrambled up her workplace.
Pause. This whole section, the lawyer transitioned from a weaker character into a more powerful one. However, the camera didn't reflect this. By altering the camera angle during a scene, we can change how the audience subconsciously views someone. Let's try that again, but move the perspective from a high angle to a low one.
Now let me get this straight. So Greg, or Sammy, whatever the hell his name is, was just a patsy. Mrs. Frittata wanted her ex-hubby fried, since his Rottweiler scrambled up her workplace.
Listen, Donatello.
No, you listen. She was having trouble bringing home the bacon, so now she's over hard with the mob. So you guys turn Joanne's fabrics into burnt toast, and she goes and collects the insurance.
There. That shift really highlights how his status has changed in this moment.
You should have kept your rat trap shut and chewed your Cheerios. What did me ma say about you?
Say hi to your ma for me.
Now that the scene is coming to a close, a nice way to exit a scene is with a jib move. A jib is a piece of equipment with a camera on one end and counterweights on the other and allows for a sweeping arc motion. It's a great way to establish the scene's beginning or ending. How a camera is utilized has an incredible impact on the way a story is told and can greatly influence the types of emotions the audience will feel. When paired with thoughtful acting and direction, a skilled camera operator can turn an average scene into something truly memorable.